One of the biggest mistakes you can make as an applicant while submitting your interview study visa is treating your letter of intent as if it is just a random document on the checklist, because it is not. And before you copy that template that you found online, please watch this video first to understand what is expected to be in your letter of intent, because it is personal. And when you copy just random documents online, visa can spot, because they've been doing this thing for years. Hello Fine Girl Nation, and welcome to Fine Girl Abroad YouTube channel, where I share study verification tips, how to move abroad, how to navigate your life abroad, especially what's in Italy. And in today's video, I'll be showing you how to write a winning words letter of intent for your visa, because most of the time, Italy hardly conduct what an interview for visa, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work as it. You think it is maybe they can call you for what interview, but on a normal day, you are just to submit what your documents. Those are the things that will speak for you. And that is why you need to submit what letter of intent or what letter of motivation, because it's just like a document that is what representing you, explaining, introducing who you are, the document you're showing, and what your financial what proof. But before I forget, I am not a visa or immigration agent, and everything I care across all my social media pages is based on my personal experience and experience of others. So let's dive into the business of the day. And if you watch this video to the end, I'll be sharing you template that I used during my time 3 years ago. Then I also prepared another template for you just to understand what is expected. It is actually one of the simplest documents to prepare for what visa, but it just need like a structure of what is expected to be in it. Please, I am sharing the template for you to understand what it looks like, not for you to copy. If you copy it, they can spot it all, and you're on your own. So your letter of intent is an opportunity to tell the visa officer who you are, why you chose that program, why that university, how you intend to fund your study, and most importantly, what you intend to do after that program. So think of it as your admission letter already tells them where you are going to and what you want to go and do. Your financial document shows them how you are going to pay or fund for the study, while your letter of intent shows them why, like why are you doing this? I hope you understand now. So let's get into the details of the day.
So here is a sample of the letter of intent that I used back then in 2022. I just decided to change the date right now. This is also the templates that I used then. I am sharing this so that you can understand that a letter of intent is not something like too serious. And this first one, which is my letter of intent that I used back then in 2022, is actually a letter, especially for people that have, what's it called? That have scholarship. It is very simple to use. There is also a second one that actually make template for you for people that are what self-funded. This is it. So let's just run through the first one, which is the one I used back then, so that you can understand what it actually looks like. It is actually a formal letter. We should have the what writer address. That is you that you are writing it. Write your address here, and what the receiver what address. So with the normal, you know how formal letter used to be, like the salutation, the subject of the what letter. So for this one, it is, you can write letter of intent or letter of introduction and intent, depending on how you actually want it. I decided to use letter of introduction and intent because I'm actually introducing myself and I'm writing, expressing my what intent for the what visa. So the first paragraph is just like a summary, like introduction, your name, your P number, why are you writing the letter, right to submit. Can you see something very, very simple, nothing too much. Then the second paragraph, I just went into a little background about me, my educational background. So why am I applying for the program? Then the third paragraph is where I explain my what is this, which is still in connection with the words first paragraph. Then I explain my, I think in NYC in the third paragraph. Left to me right now, this was 3 years ago later. I don't think this third paragraph is actually really, really needed. I could see that I was able to actually link in it to still why I actually wanted to further was my education. So what I will just do right now is just like, after your introductory paragraph, this one, the next one should just be like your maybe educational background, a little bit about you. Then the third one should be actually why do you want to study the program in that what university. So my thesis can actually come up with what educational background as one paragraph. I hope you understand that. So you can take your time to read it so that you understand. Please do not duplicate. Please do not duplicate, because my journey is different from your journey. So why this is the next paragraph of why I actually want to study the program. Then the next one, which is actually one of the major paragraph of letter of intent, is your what finance. And here is why what I stated, that I have the Padova Excellence Scholarship, the what it consists of, and for what's the duration of the what program. So it is what 100% tuition fee waiver, And you guys just look at with then yeah, back then in 2022, I think I had a total of 1 million naira in my personal account because the proof of fund back then is even lower than the cost of the scholarship I actually had then. So you know it is very, very easy. I won't be spending too much time on this one. Then the next one is there's something I actually wanted to mention. I also mentioned what the housing. I didn't find an accommodation that time. So, but the school said they will give us like support in finding accommodation. I stated it there, and there's a letter that the school issued all scholarship recipients then, in which I attached with my visa submission. But then I went ahead to actually made hotel reservation for 23 days. You can make the hotel reservation for 2 to 3 weeks. Is okay. Make sure that you're using bookings.com and make sure that you book the one of free reservation and free cancellation you get. So yeah, that is that. Then the next one is just the concluding part by writing what just faithfully your full name, your email, then your what T number. So then this is the one that I actually created just in case you are self-funding or you have a sponsor that want to sponsor you and there is no what scholarship, just the same format. Write your address, the just write your address, your salutation, the subject, then you move to the what body. Here is like introduction. Can you say that the way I introduced myself earlier is not the way I introduced myself here, and at the same time it is still the same thing. That's why I say there is no one way to this thing as long as we are getting the same what result. Then another thing I urge you is that please do not use AI to write your letter of intent. Write it out, then you can now use AI to refine it, you get, so that the tenses and the punctuations and everything are okay and correct. But don't use it to actually write. Then after my first paragraph here, which is like more like an introduction. Then I talked about like here I'm trying to say I'm applying for computer science at University of Bologna. So why am I applying? So here is what I'm just trying to like explain my what inspiration behind it. So the first three paragraphs is just explaining my connect like why am I interested in the program. You can just still reduce yours to what 2 paragraphs because make sure that your letter of intent does not exceed 2 pages maximum, especially if you have a lot of explanation to do when it comes to proof of fund as a self-sponsor or somebody is sponsoring you. Take your time to explain your proof of fund. So if you look at my fourth paragraph here, that's where I'm stating that I've carefully planned for my studies and stay in Italy. My educational expenses, accommodation, living costs, and other related expenses will be adequately covered by my husband. Here, I'm assuming that I don't have any form of scholarship. You get for people that don't have scholarship. So by whoever here, you input what your by maybe your mother, your brother, your sibling, then you input the person official name, Mr. Write the person name who works at you get so supporting financial document which include bank statement, pay slip, sponsorship letter, employment letter, and other relevant what evidence have been what attached, which you should do, but state it here also so that they can know that okay, you attached what the document with the visa submission have been attached to demonstrate its ability to fund my studies and stay in Italy throughout the duration of the program. And below is the financial breakdown. You see here, it is not compulsory, but I urge you that you can just do it as self-funding or maybe like somebody sponsoring you. So if you look at it now, this is just like an estimated financial cost and what student funding is the amount I have. So estimated average cost per month, I actually calculated this based on the proof of fund that Italy gave us this year is around 10,179. But on a normal day, if you look at the checklist for visa that they just released, the estimated average cost is I think 743 or 83 euros per month. So I just intentionally increased this. So you can still use that 783. And what's the estimated cost for a what year? You multiply it by 12. What's the cost for what 2 years? Don't let anybody deceive you. All of these people that are saying that you're supposed to provide proof of fund for a 1 year program, you are expected to provide proof of fund for duration of your study. I know the amount of money is much, which I actually understand as well. But what I would urge you is that even if you cannot provide 100% of the money, try as much as possible to provide 70 to 80% and use other things to what back it up. So estimated cost for what 2 years, that's like maybe 20,000 plus euros. So student funding here is just like the amount that you actually what have. So my sponsor have what 15,340 euros. Another thing is that your sponsor, the money that your sponsor is using to sponsor you should be transferred to you. It should be in your account and it should not be transferred in lump sum. So it can be transferred in bits since you are submitting 6 month bank statement. So you can transfer it in bits. And why transferring is the sponsor can use support for studies. Why as caption in the transfer so that it shows in your bank statement. Then my personal saving as well. I'm the student going for master's degree, so I'm working. Here is what the amount I have personally in savings, 5,654. Please know that all of these things, they are just what curated value. I don't have this money. Oh. But jokes apart, they are just created value for this what video. So please know that the moment I'm explaining to them that I have personal saving that I'm showing this money, I have to show evidence of where I to get that personal savings, because you cannot just say somebody gifted you 5,654 euros, which means that if I'm working, I'm going to submit my own employment letter, bank statement, everything that just showed evidence of where I got my personal savings to from. Then property sales, yes, I've been seeing people say, "Oh, can I sell land? Can I sell this? Can I?" Yes, you can sell things and use as what evidence. So, but it should be your backup, not the main source of income. And here is why. Italy is very interested in what like sustainable inflow and outflow. So if you now say you sell a land, you sell house, you sell duplex, mansion, and everything to fund your study, it's not a sustainable income. So what happened after the sale of that particular property? Where will another income be coming from? You get. So that's why if you look at it, you can see that the property sales that I added here, the value is actually very low compared to what the amount my sponsor is providing, who is the one that is actually working and funding the study, and compared to what the personal saving as well. I hope you understand. And if you don't understand, you can still ask your question in the what comment section. Then I went ahead to say I made a hotel reservation for 30 days from the date that your hotel reservation will start to the particular date that it will stop. And you don't have to worry. Yes, I know visa processing time takes 90 days, which means that what your hotel reservation will be cancelled even while your visa is still being processed. You don't have to worry as long as you submit a particular valid one during that process. You don't have to worry about that in which what hotel. And another thing is that when you are choosing what hotel, I'll make a separate video about that. You have to consider the what cost of the hotel. You have to consider the location, because the higher the cost of the hotel, the higher your proof of fund. Though you cannot go and be renting and booking 5-star hotels that cost thousands of euros. That means you have to provide more than even the required proof of fund. So pending the time I secure an apartment, I attach my hotel reservations, which you should do. You submit with your visa document. And I understand the responsibility associated with studying abroad, and I'm fully committed to complying with all Italian immigration regulations and university requirements. I humbly request favorable consideration of my visa application, and I'll be grateful for the opportunity to pursue my studies in Italy and achieve my academic and career aspirations. Thank you for your time, audience, and what kind consideration. Then you words, your closing remarks, your full name. You get your full name, your email, and what your TIN number. So can you see it is very easy? Can you see that if you look at the two templates, none of them exceed 2 pages. So it should just be a 2 page Word document, and just make sure that it's something that you can write yourself. But if you still need help writing it after watching this video, it will actually be a paid service. And one thing I just want you to know, that if you are already, whether you are a scholarship student or you are a self-sponsor or being sponsored, please explain your proof of fund part very well. Like explain in such a way like ABC, that when anybody pick up your document, they'll know why and how you want to fund that study. There's no interview. So you have to be very, very careful in that part. So I wish you all the best in your application. I'm praying for you all and I'm rooting for you. So if there's anything, you can reach out to me. So if you need help writing yours, I'll be doing it for 20,000 naira each for everyone that doesn't have the time or still didn't understand how to go about theirs after watching this video. Please and please, people that have patronized me before know that I'm very big on what personal story. Like if you've patronized my service for motivation letter, you know that I write something that is personal to you and not what generic that you can just go and find what online. So I'll be doing it for what 20,000 naira. And please, I urge you, please don't come to my DM or send me email to still help you. the little help I can render is by taking my time to film this video out of my busy schedule, so that, and even share the template that I use, and I try to create another template. I believe that is enough help that I can actually do for anyone. So if you still need the service as a paid service, it's 20,000 naira, and I think I won't even be taking too much people because I have a very busy schedule this time around. I urge you not to copy the template. Please, they can what? Like, they can spot it. Just make sure that you understand everything that I explained. It's not that hard. You get, just make sure that and for people that are not scholarship recipients, please make sure that you explain your financial part very well. You get, if there is any mistake related to maybe like affidavit, if you and your sponsors are not bearing the same surname, aside, yes, you are submitting documents that actually shows that that shows the relationship, but please state it too, you get, in the letter of intent for them to actually see. It is very important, and I urge you that make sure that the document is no more than what, 2 pages at max. Make sure that it doesn't exceed 2 pages rather. And if you still have any question, please drop it in the comment section or send it to what, my email, for faster response. And please don't forget to like, drop your 2 cents in the comment section, and share this video. Help me to help you. People, it's not easy to make videos, so, and sometimes I appreciate the love that you showed me, but please always share my video too, so that I can reach what, wider audience. Don't forget that I'm rooting for you all, and don't stop chasing that abroad dream. Bye.